Poem 11. He came back from his prayer to the cat on his lap. He fed the cat. He let her go out to the moonlight, and he hid in the pages of Abraham. Like one newly circumcised, he hid himself away. He waited in the trust of healing. Faces of women appeared, and they explained themselves to him, connecting feature to character, beauty to kindness. Various families came to him and showed him all the chairs he might sit in. How can I say this gently, he said. Though I love your company, your instructions are wasted here. I will always choose the woman who carries me off. I will always sit with the family of loneliness. Saying many words of encouragement, his visitors departed, and he entered more deeply into his hiding. He asked for his heart to be focused toward the source of mercy, and he lifted up a corner, and he moved a millimeter forward under the shadow of the he lifted up a corner, and he moved a millimeter forward under the shadow of the tabernacle of peace. His cat came back from the moonlight, flew softly to her place on his lap, and waited for him to come back from his prayer. Poem 12. I draw aside the curtain, you mock us with the beauty of your world. My heart hates the trees, the wind moving the branches, the dead diamond machinery of the sky. I place the corridor between my teeth and my bladder, angry, murderous, comforted by the smell of my sweat. I weaken myself in your name. In my own eyes I disgraced myself for trusting you. Against all evidence, against the prevailing winds of horror, over the bully's laughter, the torturer's loyalty, the sweet questions of the sly. Find me here, you whom David found in hell. The skeletons are waiting for your famous mechanical salvation. Swim through the blood, Father of mercy. Broadcast your light through the apple of pain. Radiant one, sourceless, source of light. I wait for you, King of the dead, here in this garden where you placed me, beside the poisonous grass, miasmal homesteads, black Hebrew gibberish of pruned grapevines. I wait for you in the springtime of beatings and gross unnecessary death. Direct me out of this, O magnet of the falling cherry petals. Make a truce between my disgust and the impeccable landscape of fields and milky towns. Crush my swollen smallness, infiltrate my shame. Broke in the unemployment of my soul, I have driven a wedge into your word, fallen on both sides of it. Count me back to your mercy with the measures of a bitter song, and do not separate me from my tears. Poem 13. Friend, when you speak this carefully, I know it is because you don't know what to say. I listen in such a way so as not to add to your confusion. I make some reply at every opportunity so as not to compound to your loneliness. Thus the conversation continues under an umbrella of optimism. If you suggest a feeling, I affirm it. If you provoke, I accept the challenge. The surface is thick, but it has its flaws, and hopefully we will trip on one of them. Now we can order a meat sandwich for the protein, or we can take our places in the Sanhedrin and determine what is to be done with those great cubes of diamond that our teacher Moses shouldered down the mountain. You want to place them in such a way that the sun by day and the moon and stars by night will shine through them. I suggest another perspective which would include the light of the celestial bodies within the supernal radiance of the cubes. We lean toward each other over the table. The dust mingles with the mist, our nostrils widen. The dust mingles with the mist, our nostrils widen. We are definitely interested. Now we can get down to a Jew's business. Poem 14. Blessed are you who, among the numberless swept away in terror, permitted a few to suffer carefully, who put a curtain over a house so that a few could lower their eyes. Blessed be Ishmael, who taught us how to cover ourselves. Blessed are you who dressed the shivering spirit in a skin, who made a fence of changing stars around your wisdom. Blessed be the teacher of my heart on his throne of patience. Blessed are you. Blessed are you, who circle desire with a blade, and the garden with fiery swords, and heaven and earth with a word, who in the terrible inferno sheltered understanding and keeps her still, beautiful and deeply concealed. Blessed are you who sweetens the longing between us. Blessed are you who binds the arm to the heart and the will to the will, who has written a name on a gate that she might find it and come into my room, who defends a heart with strangerhood. Blessed are you who sealed a house with weeping. Blessed be Ishmael for all time, who covered his face with wilderness and came to you in darkness. Blessed be the covenant of love between what is hidden and what is revealed. I was like one who had never been caressed when you touched me from a place in your name and dressed the wound of ignorance with mercy. Blessed is the covenant of love, the covenant of mercy, useless light behind the terror, deathless song in the house of night. Poem 15. This is the way we summon one another, but it is not the way we call upon the name. We stand in rags, we beg for tears to dissolve the immovable landmarks of hatred. How beautiful our heritage! To have this way of speaking to eternity, how bountiful this solitude, surrounded, filled, and mastered by the name, from which all things arise in splendor, depending one upon the other.